our time is winding down here. I want to make sure we talk a little bit about the day after, which is tremendously complicated. We received over 400 audience submissions, audience questions here, and I'd like to turn to some of those. A lot of them were about those day after questions. The Biden administration has said it wants a role for a revitalized Palestinian Authority running Gaza. Benjamin Netanyahu has basically said no. We have one question from our audience. Ann Carlson from Idaho asks, where are the non-Hamas Palestinian leaders? Is there anyone ready to take over for Abbas? Is it too dangerous to step forward, or are they being ignored by Western media? What do you say?
I mean, it's a very good question. I wish I had a really good answer to it. I mean, I think both Israel and Palestinians are suffering acute crises in leadership. On the Israeli side, there's a more formal mechanism to induce leadership changes. I think by the end of 2024, you'll probably see one. On the Palestinian side, it gets extremely complicated for so many reasons. You have a Palestinian Authority that controls 40% of Gaza, of the West Bank. It has zero credibility on the street. Mahmoud Abbas, now in the 18th or 19th year of a 4-year term, at 88, has zero credibility. The PA's authoritarian structure, the nepotism, the corruption, all of that has drained it of significance. Abbas canceled elections in 2021, which I think provided a real moment of inflection, both for Hamas and for younger Palestinians. Increasingly has lost touch with the Palestinian Authority. Succession, I don't think Pythia and reading the best of coffee grinds or Godin trails could tell you right now who or what would succeed Mahmoud Abbas. And therein lies a huge problem. Now, the Israelis have played a critically important role in weakening that Palestinian Authority, in facilitating the fact that Abbas has no credibility or street cred, so to speak. So it's a combination of internal dysfunction and Israeli policy that's created this crisis. If Hamas survives in any meaningful way, then I think the Palestinian National Movement will remain what it has been, except in a worse possible shape. It's like Noah's Ark. There are two of everything. 2 constitutions, 2 sets of patrons, 2 sets of security services, 2 statelets, one in Gaza, one in 40% of the West Bank that the Palestinian Authority and Fatah, Abbas's party, controls. So again, I wouldn't insult the intelligence of anybody on this call to even venture a guess as to what the new leadership structure on the Palestinian side would be. I will say this, it strikes me as the objective that the administration is pursuing, Palestinian governance for Gaza, makes tremendous sense. Whether or not, how quickly a Palestinian Authority revitalized, reformed, re-energized, the new RPA, so to speak, it's going to take time. And it's going to depend in some respects on the transition phases that follow the changing nature of Israel's military operations in Gaza. And I think nobody, Michael, neither you nor me nor anyone in the administration, frankly, has a good sense of where the Palestinians are headed on the day after or the day after the day after.